you looking to learn more about your spiritual journey? Are you on a healing journey? Have you tried conventional ways of healing but didn't get the results you desired? If so, this podcast is for you. My name is Reverend Dr. Jackie Cope, and I'm a metaphysical minister, intuitive guide, and teacher. Here at Raven Rabbit, we believe that your ancestors, spiritual guides, and divine self are ready and eager to help you heal and prosper. We approach life, healing, and happiness through a holistic, indigenous spiritual lens to create the lives we want. Join me to radically change your life today. Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 47, Everything You Need to Know About Return to Love. This is my live container that I offer on Raven Rabbit, and it is magnificent. It is a beautiful program. It is something I've never seen offered anywhere else. Thank you for listening today. I'm so glad you're here at episode 47. It is amazing to be here. And I want to do a little invocation before we get started. So let's get arrive fully. I was gonna say let's get seated, but if you're driving, I mean drive. Just fully arrive in this moment and be present. I call forth our guides, angels, spirit team, God, universe, source, creator. Just be with us. The message that needs to land today, let it land. Anything else that's not of use, just let it fall to the side. Um, Thank you so much. And so it is. So thank you again for being here. This is episode 47. The podcast has come a long way, and I'm so glad that I get to chat with you here in a free capacity to just give you little bits and pieces and nuggets that I think are profound that have really helped me. And I hope that they can help you too. So, today is a full breakdown of Return to Love, my live container. If you're curious or on the fence or you just wanted to know what it is, um, this is the episode that's going to guide you to what this 12-week journey actually looks like. So, why did I even create Return to Love? Well, after my brain surgery, I went through a spiritual deep dive. I was already on long on my spiritual path when I had my brain surgery. And I knew going into it that like there was something deeper here for me to learn and to understand. And once I had my brain surgery, I had to relearn how to do a lot of basic things again. It's not that I lost a bunch, but just some basic things. I had to learn how to use my body again. I had to learn to walk again. I was still able to walk, but with a walker and then a cane. So just more of like impeded walking. I had to learn to talk again. My whole face was tight. My jaw was tight. I could hardly chew my food. So just learning to eat again, learning to talk again. My speech has come a long way since then. I'm almost 2 years out since it happened. And I just had to learn all kinds of things. And I know that if I had not been on my spiritual journey and maybe this happened to me um, before I was 29, I would have handled it completely differently. I would not be where I'm at now. If this happened to me before turning 29, I would have been angry with myself. I would have been angry with my body. I would have been angry at God. I would have been angry at anyone in my vicinity who was trying to help me. I know that I just would have handled it completely differently. But since I was on my spiritual path, I didn't handle it like that. Thank God. And I learned some other things about myself. I learned about my resilience. I learned about my patience and lack thereof sometimes. I learned to accept help for the first time in my life. I started to uncover the truth behind a lot of my patterns. And I discovered something that really cracked me open. And it's that I didn't hate myself. Before, I would have been disgusted with my body. I would have been so mad that it did that to me, that it didn't do its job, that it allowed me to have a brain tumor when I was 22 weeks pregnant and I'm supposed to be growing another human being. But instead, I learned that I didn't hate myself. I was just never taught how to love myself. And that revelation changed everything for me. And that is what really sparked this program and my desire to really hold live containers like coaches I have seen in the past. I've always thought, wow, that'd be so cool to be a life coach in any type of capacity, spiritual coach, healer, I don't care what you want to call yourself or what they call themselves. They hold people and they open up these beautiful programs. They have a live component. You get to interact with them. And I just thought that was the most beautiful thing. And I finally found my gift to the world in how I wanted to teach about the self and the relationship to the self. And I was going to do that through transmuting self-hate into self-love. And that really came from having brain surgery at 22 weeks pregnant while I was already on my spiritual path. And I just saw everything in a much different light. And I experienced and healed through that and in just such a different way. Such a different way than I would have, like I said, if it had happened prior to being 29. It happened earlier in my life. So, what's inside of these 12 weeks? There's a loose framework. It's not like a rigid framework. For me, a rigid framework doesn't always work when we're talking about something as sensitive and as personal as transmuting self-hate into self-love. But there's a loose framework there, okay? At the beginning, week 1, I really work on awareness. We have to become aware. Who am I right now? What am I carrying? And what beliefs are running my life? And so at week 1, you're really going to start thinking about those things with me. Okay? And the beautiful thing about this course is you have lifetime access to it while I offer the course, which is for years. And the answers to these questions can change. You know, who am I right now can look very different from next year if you decide to go back to this and work on some of the journal prompts. What you're carrying in a year from now might be very different. What beliefs are running my life, like this can all change. Even within the 12 weeks, like we could start at who I am right now at the week 1, and by week 12, that could be a completely different answer. So what we do at the beginning is we just become aware. We arrive. Okay, I'm not rushing anything. Mainly from what I've seen and have experienced is coaches don't talk about self-hate. Coaches do talk about self-love, and it's a very broad solution. It's just love yourself more and everything will be better. All you have to do is just love yourself, believe in yourself. Stop blaming yourself. Don't take it so hard. Just forget about it. But none of that really does any lasting change, and it probably causes more harm than it does good. So this week 1, because some of these things are just so deep, we're not doing any surface level like care. We're going slow. We're going slow to go fast. So week 1, we're just going to become aware. So you might even think when you start, like, oh, this is easy. Like, what did I buy? Like, what did I invest in? But I promise you, it's going to pick up. So enjoy while it feels a little light because it will become heavy. Okay. During weeks 2 through 4, we do some healing at this point. We do some shadow work, inner child reconnection, nervous system calming. I do guided meditations. Those are like my big thing. I am so proud of these guided meditations that are in this course. They are so powerful. Um, they're stunning. The the one that some the guided meditations are inspired by like life and land. And so I'm Native American. I'm Washoe. I am an enrolled member of the Washoe tribe of California and Nevada. We have a very long name. And I just always connect things back to nature and land. It's just a normal way of being to me. So when I was creating this course, I asked like what animal wants to like help guide us in this course. And then I had asked that. I always talk to my spirit team all the time. I'll ask lots of questions. Sometimes I get answers immediately, sometimes I don't. So earlier that day, I'd asked the question, like, what animals is going to be here to support us while we do this? And then I got in my car, and I remember this more clearly. A quail ran across the road, and I heard the quail say, like, me, I want to guide people on this. And so one of the meditations is working with quail, and that's really setting our intentions and our beginnings into this work. And then another one of the meditations is inspired by Monument Valley, where that's on the Navajo Nation. And I just, oh, it's just gorgeous out here. Like coming out here, I've come many times during the full moon. And so I've done a lot of full moon release while I was out here, while I was building this course. And like one of the meditations just came to me, and I knew I had to be the full moon over Monument Valley and that golden, shining, beautiful auroric light. So my meditations are based on, my indigenous inspiration by land, animals, um, things that are pertinent that come through. Okay. So we have healing through those aspects and with those guides and those helps with land and animals. We also do, like I said, the inner child reconnection where we go back and give our child love in a situation or at a time when we need love the most and we didn't get it. Okay. And when it comes to nervous system, I really work hard on the affirmations. The affirmations are done in a very strategic way. So I have my bachelor's and master's in metaphysics, and affirmative prayer and affirmations are a huge component to completing those programs. You need to know your affirmations well and how to use them. Not just say, oh, I love myself, and then think everything's going to be all better. Because you could say, I'm rich over and over again and have no inspired action, and nothing's going to happen. You might feel good for a few moments while you say it, but like we want lasting true change. So we do that through very intentionally built affirmations, and that really starts, I ease into it too with our nervous system, because if we just run out of the gate saying I love myself, oh, that just might make your nervous system ramp up to a level 10, and it just might not even be possible. You might close the computer before you even get started, because how could you? I was there too. I would be like, oh, how could you say that? We build there, and I do that with your nervous system in mind. And I know where you're probably at this point, and we're going to get into that too. Like, who is this course for? Like, who did I build it for? We'll get there. So, week 1, awareness. Weeks 2 through 4 is healing. The next part of the framework here is weeks 5 through 8, and this is when I get really spiritual, and it's rewriting the pattern. So, for me, in order to rewrite the pattern, we really got to lean into our spirit guides and our spirit team, in my opinion. Okay, if you're coming into this course, I might get really woo-woo for you, and it might be like way too much, but all I ask is that you just be open. Let it land in your field, hear it. If it's for you, great, and if it's not, move on from it. Okay? So in this rewriting the pattern, we talk about affirmative prayer. We talk about metaphysical truth teachings through the spiritual laws. We start reworking the old stories that have shaped your identity at this point. Okay, and we do that through the help of our spirit team. Now, don't worry. If you're new to your spiritual path, you don't know who your spiritual team is, we do a meditation to start meeting them. Okay? And if you are fully on your spiritual path, there is somebody on your spirit team who wants to help you with this work. Either they'll come forward, you already know who it is, or it can be somebody else on your spirit team that has not yet revealed themselves to you, and now is the time. Okay? So we're going to get real spiritual weeks 5 through 8. Okay? And then weeks 9 through 12 is the embodiment piece. This is where you become the one who loves themselves without conditions. We start embodying it in our bodies. I'm a yoga instructor. I teach you some just very simple basic yoga moves, seated yoga chair position for that type of healing. When I went through my brain surgery, chair yoga was all that I could do. And I used a lot of those and became very spiritual with them because I had to regain all of my movement back after that, right? Like I was able to function. I was able to do things, but my range of motion within my movements was extremely limited. Okay? So, we have to really embody that love again and feel it in our bodies. Um, that's week 9. And then by 12, I take you through steps on how to rewrite your self-love soul contract. When this came to me, I thought it was wild. So those of you who are real spiritual with me, like, wait, what? We're gonna rewrite our soul contract? We can't do that. I was like, put the brakes on. What is my spirit team talking about? Who am I to be like rewriting my soul contract? But I take you through this process that makes it very intentional and loving, and we're rewriting that soul contract for that self-love purpose. You came down here, okay, as a soul, you wanted to have certain lessons. And I'm going to go with we've learned some lessons. Okay, we've learned some really hard lessons. And now, after learning those hard lessons, we are ready to fully love ourselves with those lessons in existence and happening. Okay. So we can move beyond the experiences and the emotions that we've had and just give ourselves unconditional love. And that's where that self-love soul contract comes through. I know my psychic, she has talked about rewriting the soul contract as well recently I saw. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not too wild. Like she's doing it too. I'm really excited. And she talks about, just being very wise and cautious with it. We're just going to do it within the self-love aspect because there's so much to move through and so much to let go of that we've been holding on to with self-hate that we're just ready to release that part and learn the lessons that we need to learn to move forward in our lives. So that is 12. It's like full embodiment. The energy of the container, it's so powerful. So this course isn't just where you sit and listen. As a teacher and educator, I say this is not a sit and get. Okay, this is a make and take. You are going to be doing stuff. You're going to take that and you're going to implement it into your life. This is a journey you feel. Okay. It's a space that I intentionally open with spirit, with ancestors, and intention. When I get ready to open the doors, I open the portal for the self-hate course. I open the portal for return to love, and I have a little altar for it. And I call in the clients that I'm supposed to have, who is supposed to be with me, and I call in just safety and abundance and the highest and best. So I open a whole portal for us, and that becomes our energy. Um, I use rose shaped candles, anything rose inspired because that is our symbol for this course. Um, and I've used rose petals that I've bought and found that I've liked for a few courses. This time, the rose petals to open this portal are very special. My husband and I go to the Center of Spiritual Living, And we just tried a new one. We were on vacation, like, hey, we're in this new town. Let's see if they have a center of spiritual living. And we went. And since we were new there, we got roses. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use these to open my portal for the next course. I have special roses from the Center of Spiritual Living. And I will be burning those rose petals and putting them out to open this portal. Okay, so it's very official. Open the portal, they welcome us in. I also have a stone, a labradorite stone in the shape of a rose that holds us through our 12 weeks. And then I close our container, okay, at the end. And I do that during our live call, and I just call it in that, we're coming to an end. We're writing our self-love soul contracts. So the energy is really important to me. The energy that I start off with intentionally before you even get to me. The energy that we hold while we're having the 12 weeks, and how we close the portal in a very formal way. Okay, so it's very important to me. Um, the energy is structured and intuitive because healing isn't linear and your soul knows what it needs. Okay, so another belief I have about energy when it comes to these life containers from participating in live containers by other coaches is there's one coach in particular. I feel that when I take her courses and I enter into her energy field, my life just shifts. Like big things always happen after or during when I am in her field, in her radar, in her magnetic aurora, whatever you want to call it. Like, because she's been really intentional with the energy that she holds. She opens portals. She's very intentional about when she does prayer request, like, or affirmation request. Like, everything's just so intentional, and I definitely feel it. And I provide that same for my clients. So, like, the space you're entering with me is very intentional. I have been working on this space for a long time now and opening this portal for you to be here. And so it is very intentional. That's the intentional and structured part. It's also intuitive as well. Okay. So, who is this course perfect for? It is for anyone who is just tired of surviving in survival mode. Day in and day out, you just do what you need to do to get by. If you're tired of living in that cycle, this course is for you. Let's uncover why we've been so stuck in survival mode. It's for anyone who's ready to heal the parts they don't show anyone anymore. Okay, so that vulnerability. Maybe you have beautiful art. Maybe you're a courageous singer. Maybe you have all these ambitious hopes and dreams and you've just suppressed them all and you don't show anybody. We're going to start uncovering those. We're going to start healing those. It's for anyone who wants to return home to themselves and make themselves feel like home in their body, in their soul, in this human vessel that we have. And for those who know that love is the only real way through. Okay. I get tired of watching videos of like hack this and hack that. Like, no. We're probably not going to hack anything. If we do hack, it might be temporary. Love is the only real way to make something last. And when we have true unconditional self-love, the things that we go after, the way we align ourselves, the way we move through the world has lasting impact. There's no hack to that. There's no shortcut. Okay? That's who this course is perfect for. So, if you're ready to return to love, to change your life, to rewire your brain, to get deeply connected to your spirit team, this is a course for you. Um, you've heard me say, if you've been listening to my podcast, like I'll say women, femme, men, because to me, like, I don't want to just be a woman's coach. I think it's very important to make space for our LGBTQ plus community to us. Like, It's so important. So that's why I use the word femme. It's not, I just want my space. I'm being intentional about this too. I want my space to be welcoming of all races, colors, gender, all of it. Because I've also noticed in the coaching world that there's not always the safest places to go when you are in any type of subgroup. Okay. So when you're in some type of subgroup, there's not a lot of options out there. I'm a coach. Like, there's not a lot of Native American coaches out there. There's very few of them. Um, I've not seen a ton of LGBTQ coaches out there in the space. I see a lot of white women in the space. And so, if you're in any type of subgroup, this course is also for you, because we're going to also be talking about some things that I know coaches don't talk about when it comes to colonization and marginalization. Okay. So I just come at it with a different aspect. Yes, I'm white presenting. I'm fully aware of that. But I am an enrolled member of a Native American tribe, and that ancestral background, it really does shift the way that I do things differently in this spiritual coaching space. And I was human rights trainer for the California Teachers Association as an educator, and that really shift the way I hold educational spaces as well. Because at the end of the day, my doctorates is in curriculum and instruction in education, and like, I know how to help you learn. I know how to teach teachers how to teach, and I know how to help students learn. So, with all of that being said, when you come to my course and my program, what you can expect is well thought out curriculum, uh, good instruction. Okay, I try to break things down as simple as possible. Okay, for you. I'm always willing to listen to questions. That's why we have the Discord where you can come in and ask anything you need to ask. There's no dumb question. Okay, and I will break that down and explain it during our live calls. So, those are some things that you can come to expect from me. And it's also going to be an inclusive space as well because of my personal background and my professional training. So, with me, that makes me very excited because I know there's a lot of coaches out there. There's so many good ones, um, but some of them do lack that understanding of curriculum and instruction. And curriculum and instruction means what are you teaching and how are you teaching it? With me, all of that is very intentionally set out in this course, and you'll see it the minute that if you buy it the 26th, the minute you buy it, you log in, you're going to see it very clearly that like we're planned out, we're good to go. So Return to Love opens soon. The doors will open December 26, 2025. They will stay open until January 18th, 2026. And then we will have our first live call January 19th. So if you want to know more about this, go to ravenrabbit.com. You can go to my signature programs, and this is called Return to Love. You can read the sales page. That's a landing sales page. There's also going to be in the collections live containers with me. That will be a sales page. That's where you just buy it. And that's a little bit a more simplistic explanation of what it is. If you want to read the big, full, long thing, it's there for you. I'm also going to be doing discovery calls. I'm going to be doing about 8 days of discovery calls, a few days in December between Christmas and New Year's. And then 5 days in January, I will be doing discovery calls. If you want to they're completely free. If you want to have some questions answered and talk to me personally before you invest in this, I will be sending the discovery call list out first to my email subscribers. So if you go to ravenrabbit.com and you scroll down to the bottom of the page, it'll say the rabbit hole awaits, and you sign up to be on my spiritual subscriptions list. And I will be sending out that link to sign up for discovery calls prior to doors open. Okay? So that you'll have time to sign up for that. And if you want to be first and you want to get on that list, get into my subscription emails. Um, until then, thank you so much for being here and for listening. I am so glad we got to have this conversation and really get into what is return to love and everything that you need to know about it, because it's an amazing, beautiful program. I've poured my heart and soul into this, and it's ready for you. We are ready to help you transmute your self-hate into self-love. So with that, I love you. You should love yourself. And I hope to see you inside this beautiful, beautiful container. Thank you for listening. Expand the life, healing, and happiness of others in your field by sharing this episode. You can get more of my content and other helpful tips by following Raven Rabbit LLC on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Be sure to comment on Spotify and answer the episode's question so I can keep creating content you love and desire. Thank you so much.